Hi, I'm Nathaniel, and this is what you need to know today. Wow, so what an exciting investor call meeting we had today. I'm super excited about this. In fact, I think this might deserve a little dance routine. I did promise that I would do a little dance breakout move or cartwheels or something, even if it was at a customer's house back early in the year, maybe it was the end of last year, about this company. I think it's time to break out with some moves. All right, so that's just how I feel about this, guys. All right, before I go any further, I have to tell you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm just a guy who likes to trade stocks, and I am big on Humbl. And we're going to get right into some of the highlights from the investor call meeting today. I'm really excited. I feel really good about Brian Foote and his team and what they're doing over there at Humbl. They're clearly listening to what the consumer or those who have already started using the ETX, if you've downloaded already. So some big news, we're going to be getting the app here in the United States. We're getting the app in the United States. It's going out to Canada, Mexico, Singapore, and Australia. It's a big deal, guys. They're doing it very thoughtfully. And they're also going to do it in a staggered approach, which I think is very smart and wise to do that. Also, Humbl is going to be featured on CNBC. Now, from the investor call meeting, it seemed like to me that CNBC reached out to Brian Foote, and it wasn't like Brian Foote reached out to CNBC. So that's a good sign. CNBC is obviously doing something on startup companies, and so I think that's really exciting. Another thing I picked up from Brian Foote's investor call meeting today that I think was very insightful, he kept relating to Amazon. So he's using Amazon, and then he talked about several other things like Venmo, PayPal, with some applications that China is using over there for paying, and Alibaba and stuff like that. So he's looking at all these things. He's keeping an open mind about everything. But then he told his team, look, let's take the best things of all these things and let's go ahead and let's see if we want to make it better, right? So they're looking at all these things. They're trying to think about the next generation of young people, how they want to use an app, not to go to 50 different applications, but just go to one. So one application, buy, pay, send money, be a merchant, verify, purchase a NFT. Some really cool stuff. I took 2 pages of notes because there were so many things that had happened. One of the things I also liked is that anyone can be a merchant. So right now, to be a merchant, you got to go through this whole process. You got to prove how much money you've already brought in. You know, there's a whole process for being a merchant today. You think it's easy just to be a merchant, but the less business you do, the more fees that they're going to charge you too, right? So, and if you didn't know that's how it works. But I like the fact that anyone can be a merchant, and then those merchants can get paid. And so the more people, the more synthetic the app is used on both fronts, on that digital aspect, the more this is going to function. So obviously this is going to take some time to roll out, but I think it's actually going to get adopted into mainstream very quickly. I would not be surprised if we start seeing Humbl stickers and other things like that, just like we see a Yelp sticker, or just like we see TripAdvisor. We're going to be seeing those same kind of things popping up at stores and places and businesses, and then we're going to have the app. It's just all going to come together I think it's going to come together quite quickly. So very exciting about those things. Again, I cannot emphasize the fact that they keep relating to Amazon. They want to be like Amazon, but they want to serve the customer like Amazon, but on a synthetic way. So in a different way. They want to be able to provide a one-stop shop for everything. I like the fact that they keep going back to how is this going to help the people, the consumer? How is the consumer going to be able to keep more of their money and not get eaten alive by the banks? I mean, it's so true. You loan your money to the bank, you sit your money in the bank, and they can take your money and loan it out to 7 other people, 7 times whatever you invested. So if you have $1,000 sitting in your bank account right now, they can turn around and reinvest and loan that money out 7 times at an interest rate, that none of us can get, right? Only the banks get this stuff. Anyways, I just love what Humbl is doing. I've been behind them from the very beginning that I heard about them back in early November of last year. I just keep adding to my position, truly. They also added some additional team members. They got somebody from Walmart. They said they're going to be putting up some new team members on there. So we have somebody from Walmart and from Twitter. And Brian Foote's them and their team, they're looking to hire the best blockchain developers that are out there available. He's going through resumes. He wants the best people to be working at Humbl. He also recognized the fact that it may be the connection between the ETX and the digital aspect is a little maybe clumsy. He didn't say that, but if you have set it up, I can assure you it was difficult for me to do. I had to help my mom with it. I think that they're going to get all that straightened out. It sounds like they're going to make it easier, more of a one click and it's done. So I'm sure that's coming. And obviously they recognize that they need to probably make it simpler for the consumer as well. So these things are all going to work themselves out with feedback that they're getting, and I'm not in the least bit concerned about it. They're also talking about the ratings and reviews, point and pay services, mapping, and of course ticketing. I think that with Humbl connected with the ticketing, that $45 million that Tickery had done before is going to be peanuts. I mean, it's going to be peanuts in compare to what Humbl is going to do with the ticketing in the very near future. So I'm excited to see how that all shakes down. Yeah, so we're getting the app rolled out this Friday. So, and of course, they're going to be adding things and functions and features to the app and making improvements. Just like every other app out there, they have to start with something and then they keep evolving and adding new features and functions. I thought this was really kind of funny, actually. Brian Foote made this comment. He says, if you want something really fast, if you're just trying to make money and you're just going to get something really fast, don't invest in Humbl. So I mean, that to me is so confident. I was just blown away with it. He's like, look, if you don't believe in Humbl, he's like, don't invest in us. So anyways, I think that was just a side point. I picked up on it. I wrote it down. And I kind of chuckled because for some of you, you might have sold and you're probably thinking to yourself, dang it, I shouldn't have sold. And so now you're going to be buying back in, but at a higher price. Brian Foote and his team at Humbl, they want Humbl to be a brand name, a household name. They want to be a leader in the NFTs, the digital currency, and basically he's segmented into 3 different sections. He said it's going to be the Humbl Pay, which is going to be the merchant, the reviews, all those different things. Then you got the financial part, which he's working on coming up with some more features or functions for the consumer to have more things that are better for the consumer. I like that he's always thinking about how he can make the experience for the consumer better, because ultimately that's the best thing you can do, right? If you take care of the consumer is always going to keep coming back, because if they see something good, then they're going to want to see what else is there. They want to create a domino effect. Everything is going to be like this. That means if you need, you need to buy something, you need to get a plane ticket, you want to go to a show or a movie, you can verify that this is your ticket, that you were there at that concert, you bought it at this time. These are verified tickets, not showing up and somebody says, hey, I got some tickets here, let me give, I can sell them to you for a couple $100 so you can get into the Super Bowl or whatever, or a couple $1,000, and find out they're bogus tickets. Right? There's a lot of scammers out there, so that's gonna eliminate all of that. And then they're gonna have a marketplace for NFTs. They're looking into having a royalty set up on NFTs. Now, I can only imagine, they've been doing royalty deals for a long time. This is not a new concept. But a royalty thing on like art or that type of thing, I think that's just really cool. There's a lot of things I can see what they can do with this. They got the origin assurance. They're also looking to get their own studio. So I wasn't sure what that meant. But I think that means they're planning on doing a lot of productions, like I guess some other big companies have to do. They have their own production team for, videos and, all that type of stuff. So I think that's what that had to do with. Brian Foote is also talking to the sports or the athletes as well as the entertainment folks. They reached out to him. He said he is up very late. That type of crowd likes to be up very late. And so they've been working around the clock to get everything ready and put together. And so I'm just excited about everything that Humbl's doing. And I'm just excited for you too, because if you're watching this video, you're probably already an investor and you're probably going to be doing really well. Whatever you have invested is going to exponentially grow, in my opinion, in the very near foreseeable future. I just want y'all to know out there, Humbl is the real deal. That's why I have so much of my financial assets invested in Humbl. I believe in what they're doing. I believe in their vision. And I know that they continue to go at the pace that they're going. The end of the year is going to look very nice. Lots of green. So in any case, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I look forward to using the app, and I'm sure you will too, as you will be downloading it. And I won't have to, it sounds like I won't even have to send money through Western Union anymore, because I had to do it not that long ago. I sent some money to some family members in Canada, and I'll be able to do it, and they'll be able to download it over there. I'll be able to download it here and send the money over there. So I'm really excited about that. So lots of good things are going to come from Humbl, and the more we use it, the more we talk about it and get it out to everybody and let them know about it. Put a bumper sticker on, whatever we got to do. Let's make it happen. Anyways, I'm Nathaniel, and this is what you needed to know today.